What makes people fall in love with you? We're going to ask this question in today's reading, so pick a card and we'll get straight into your reading. Pile number 1, we want to know what makes people fall in love with you. You've chosen this Gabby Bernstein deck, so let's get straight to it. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. I'm feeling an adventurous spirit when I tune into your energy, someone who is light-hearted, playful, and is not predictable, at least at the outset of getting to know you. You're a light spirit, a free spirit. And this might not be how you see yourself, and it might not be how others see you after a long time of knowing you, but I'm feeling like this is what they see at the outset. I feel like you're also someone who pushes themselves really hard. You've got big goals in your life, and this is something that can be picked up on by other people if they choose to pay attention and to notice that. You're also someone who wants to be understood and feel validated if you're getting to know someone, and I think that you share from your heart quite openly, quite early on in a relationship. And I'm getting a sense of restlessness or a desire to travel. So you might have lived in different places, or you might travel a lot, or there's just an inherent sense of movement around you. I'm being drawn to how all of these cards are in a similar colour scheme, and there's something about, despite the fact that I feel like you're creative and you've got this sort of free spirit type of energy, there's also something very highly organised about you. So I'm feeling like maybe your wardrobe or where you live is very curated, very stylish, in your own unique way, your own unique style. I'm going to pick some cards from the Sea Oracle deck and see what else we pick up here. Pause. May moments of calm sustain you. Alive. May you delight in vitality. Enough. May you be exactly as you are. What is it that people fall in love with pile number 1? I feel like you're very welcoming of others and other people's differences, so I feel like people would describe you as not being a judgmental person, being someone who's very open, very understanding. This doesn't mean that you don't know how to set boundaries in certain situations, but I feel like you have this ability to look at people without judgment, to just look at people objectively just to see what's straight in front of you, and people find that really inspiring and very liberating as well. So I feel like you're quite a strong presence, in the sense that you come across as powerful, you come across as knowing yourself. There's an innate sense of wisdom within you, and people sense that. Sometimes people can feel confronted by that because it makes them look at themselves and question how powerful they feel. But saying that, there's also this sense of, openness, so people feel like, even if they feel a little like, that they can feel like you can really see them, that's also really supportive and encouraging for people as well. So that's something that, someone can really notice about you. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. 3rd chakra, Archangel Camuel. And Daughter Spirit. You come across as someone who can't be tied down. And again, I have to say that this is obviously a kind of first impression or early impression of when someone's getting to know you. But it might be that I feel like you could be in conversation with someone and say, I'm not happy with this situation, say in your work life, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to move on, I'm going to do something else. So people can get the impression that you might cut cords quite quickly. You might not stay in a situation. You can be really decisive, change directions fairly quickly. But I think I have to say, as I'm feeling this energy, this is someone who doesn't know you too well, not someone who's known you for a really long time, but you know, it's just interesting to see how we can come across to people who don't know us really well. But overall, I would say you're playful, you are open-minded, you're not judgmental, you're a free spirit. This is how you come across to people and what they fall in love with when they're first getting to know you. I hope this reading has been helpful. Let me know if it resonated. Do check out the other readings on the channel and subscribe for more readings. Pile number 2, we picked these Rebecca Campbell Oracle cards, so we're going to ask how someone or why someone falls in love with you. So let's shuffle these cards and see what comes through here. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. I love this card. Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Starkeeper. Cosmic ancestor. Seed the light by staying grounded. And loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms. Density addiction. Let God in. People fall in love with you because you have your own unique perspectives on many aspects of life, and I feel like you generally see life in a really unique way that other people, at least that other people think of as unique. It might obviously not seem that way to you. The best way of putting it is that you can't be manipulated by other people's points of view. Someone else has a certain opinion and that just doesn't sit with you, or it doesn't resonate. You just won't agree, and you won't do this in a rude way or anything like that. You'll respect someone else's perspective, but you very much have your own, you walk to the beat of your own drum, and this is what people love about you. I feel that you're also very spiritual. People are intrigued by you. You seem to have a certain magic, and I feel like even if you don't resonate with the word spirituality, there's something just deeply connected about you. You seem to have a certain type of wisdom, and people are really curious about that. At the same time, I'm feeling like you have quite a quirky sense of humour. So there are all of these different aspects, and I have to say that you are coming across as someone who could be an artist. That doesn't mean to say that you have to be, but maybe you can imagine that that type of lifestyle could suit you, where you're creating some artwork on your own, but then you have a sort of, I can't imagine you as someone fitting into, say, an office environment very easily, unless there were many things about it that just happen to work for you. And that's just because you come across as someone who's unconventional. But I feel like I need to say that there's nothing abrasive about that lack of conventionality. There's something really beautiful about your spirit and about your personality. There's a kind of softness and wisdom, and I would say you always come across with a sense of grace. It feels like no matter what you're saying, what you're thinking about, people can come to you for a different opinion. And I'm not sure that there's also this part of you where I feel like you've really kept that spirit of yourself as a child alive and well, and because of this you might not realise that people do come to you for guidance at times. People will come to you if they want an opinion that's going to not just be someone giving conventional wisdom or conventional advice. They'll come to you if they really want to get to the bottom of something and they want a different perspective. You kind of take each day as it comes. You tend to be in the moment. You don't have grudges. I'm not saying you definitely can have a sense of direction and purpose, but you already do awake renewed each day. So because of this, you may not see the qualities within you that other people see and other people fall in love with. Because if someone comes to you for advice, it can be almost surprising to think that they're actually doing that purposely. You might think they're just talking to you because they happen to see you. And that's something that's just really beautiful about you, that you wear your wisdom really lightly. Let's pick some more cards and see what comes through. I'm actually really drawn to picking these Abraham Hicks cards because they're very grounded, and I kind of want to bring the energy down a little bit and ground it here. So let's see what comes through. So we have, my financial success does not require hard work. I can have money and freedom too. You're really inspiring to people. I mean, I feel like, I don't know whether you possibly have a job or if you're self-employed where you are, I can see you, being on social media and inspiring a lot of people. My career is one of creating a joyful life experience. You are deeply authentic. You are deeply yourself, I was going to say more than most people, and maybe that's not a fair statement, but it's perhaps easier for you to be fully yourself in the majority of situations rather than feeling the pressure to show up in a certain way. In fact, if you did feel a pressure to show up in a certain way, I feel like you would avoid that situation altogether. You might just, back out of a party or something like that. I don't know whether you're here yet, but I feel like you are a very powerful person. I feel like you're very successful. And if you're not successful yet, I feel like you definitely have the potential to be very, very successful. An entrepreneur or someone who is quite notable in their field. I'm actually being sort of shown that the kind of person you would be in a relationship with needs to give you quite a lot of space and to respect your way of doing things, respect your need for freedom, just in life generally, not in the relationship necessarily. I'm just getting this message that for you, I think a lot of people fall for you because you're really original and authentic, and that's very enticing to people. But you have to be really careful, and I think you need to be really specific about what you need and think about what you need in a relationship. And even if you're in a relationship watching this, I think it can be really easy for you to be so independent within yourself that even if you're in a relationship, sometimes you don't recognise that you need things to be slightly different. This is really hard to put into words. Because you're very just aware of your own energy, you're very in touch with your soul, you're very connected to your sense of spirituality. It's almost like people can come and go in your life without you noticing. So if there are people that have specific roles in your life, it's worthwhile just taking some extra time to really think about the practicalities and the dynamics, like how much time do I need to myself, and really think about these questions. What activities would I like to do with a partner? How would I like to communicate with a partner? Because I feel like you're so good on your own, doing your own thing, that you could be, say, friends with people who aren't really the best fit for you, but it sort of doesn't bother you either way. But I feel like you could be even more nourished and happy if you just think about these kinds of questions. I really hope that makes sense as an extra message. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe for more readings from me, and I hope to read for you soon. Pile number 3, you picked the Green Witch Oracle deck. So we're going to shuffle these cards and ask why people fall in love with you. Let's see what's coming through here. Emotion, affection, success. Everything's very green here. Luck, and I'm going to pick one more. Divination. I'm just also being drawn to the numbers on these cards. So we've got 4, 12, 20, 31 and 14. If any of those resonate for you, just take that as an extra sign that this is your reading. I feel like you are really grounded, you're really friendly, open, kind, you work hard, you're successful. I'm feeling like you're the whole package. This is how someone sees you. They definitely see you as a marriage partner or as marriage material. And I feel like you are attracting people or have already attracted someone who has similar qualities, who wants to show up in a similar way in the world. You're the kind of person who, when people are around you, they just think, why are there any problems in the world when there are people like you? You can solve all of the problems, you can inspire people, you can encourage people to be their best. You're a really solid person and really kind and lovely, and whatever you turn your hand to, it feels like you're just driven by this sense of intuition. So I'm feeling like you're the kind of person who could, say, have a corporate career and then decide that they want to be an artist, and that would just make sense to everyone, and you'd do it and you would be successful at it. And it's almost like there's a lack of friction. When people think of you, you seem to just be a really coherent person. There aren't two sides of you. You know who you are. You're not afraid to be yourself. You are really It feels like you've always been this way. It feels like you've always been really mature. But, you know, you can be so many different things, and you're not afraid of letting your hair down and having fun. Just people know what they get when they're with you, and what they're getting is something, it's gold. The word that's coming through is gold. So this is how people see you, and this is why they fall in love with you. Let's pick some more cards here. We've got these Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracles. We've got the Blue Flame, Spontaneous Awakening, Activation, Integration Time. Weight of the World, Boundaries, Let It Go, It's Not Yours to Carry. Big Picture Thinking, Pleiades Energy, Visionary, Inspired Ideas. And We the Hathors, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. Why do people fall in love with you? Pile number 3. You're really dependable and solid. I feel like people feel really safe with you. You have this either, you know, maternal or paternal kind of energy that comes through. But at the same time, there's nothing heavy about you. You don't come across as someone who's overgiving and would let their boundaries go. It's like you've really developed healthy ways of relating to people. So maybe you let your hair down and you have a drink and you can have fun on a Friday night, but you never let it go too far. You know, maybe you put yourself out there and you try new things, but you take risks, but you're grounded at the same time. Or you help others, but you don't overgive. It's like you just really know your boundaries, and you're really inspiring to people. And I do really feel like people wish that they were like you, even those who are not falling in love with you, just people generally. I feel like they think, wow, what is it that this person has that's so magical? And, you know, reading this energy, I just really hope that you know the value that you have and that you can see yourself in this way too. I really hope that this reading has supported you. Let me know in the comments. Do subscribe for more readings. Check out the other ones on the channel, and I'll see you soon.